Hello everyone, Damien back here for a new video in Path of Exile 3.17 Archnemesis League. In this video I'm just gonna show you my Elemental Hit Raider min-max version with Mageblood. And then I will end the video with some showcases. I also updated the non-Mageblood version to have a little bit more DPS. Alright, so let's get started. So all of the PCs here are almost the same, almost identical, except the belt, of course. I've changed all the flags with 70% increase effect, and I added 25 increase effect as a prefix on all of them. And I changed this one, no more life. I put increased damage, so a sulfur flask with elemental resistances. You don't really have to use this one if you want to be a little bit more if you want to go a little bit more defense, you can just keep the life flask, but then your Mageblood is only going to be using 3 flasks because life flask is not considered as a utility flask, so Mageblood doesn't affect it. Yeah, that would be too OP. Imagine if you could just use a life flask like all the time, then you would be almost impossible to kill. So that's why they did that, I guess. Then I changed this ring, I crafted it. I got very lucky, it's full tier 1, so it's pretty good. And then I changed some stuff in the passive tree. So for this ring, I did what I said I would do, which is use the deafening essence of scorn and then spam until you get some decent intelligence tier. In this case, I only spammed 3 essences and I got tier 1. Then I had some fire rays which I annulled, luckily. Then suffixes cannot be changed, reforged chaos. I got some tier 4, so I annulled. Luckily the chaos rays was gone. So same thing, suffixes cannot be changed, reforged chaos, and I got another tier 4. I annulled. Boom, chaos rays again. Very lucky on these annuls. So reforged chaos, suffixes cannot be changed, reforged chaos again, and then I got tier 1. I was like, wow, that's awesome. Tier 1 int, tier 1 chaos. And then I did the same with for the life, so suffixes cannot be changed, reforged life. And after I think 3 tries, I got tier 1 life. So then the ring was finished quite fast actually. But it still cost me because every time you do some reforge, you need to do suffixes cannot be changed. So at the end, it cost me, I would say, if you count the cost of the ring itself plus the crafting, it's around 20 eggs, right? Something like that. I replaced determination with anger with 2120. And then the other modifications are on the tree. So I added a Watcher's Eyes. I used, I think, around 20 divines to get it to 4915 and have maxed increased life and mana, so I have more mana than before. And I actually copied the number 1 on PoE Ninja, which I think now is number 2. So deleting all of these nodes here because Mageblood gives through this flask, which one? This one, it gives a lot of crit chance, so these nodes are not too necessary anymore. So deleted all of them, and since I'm using Watcher's Eyes now, I can put my 5th 4 crit mods multi here instead. And what this allows us to do is we can add a new medium cluster jewel here, and we can take these 3 nodes plus the mastery here. So this gives effect of your mark, so Sniper's Mark has more effect. We keep Culling Strike, and here we have even more effect. So Sniper's Mark has 35% increase effect, and we get Culling Strike. And at the end, this gives more damage. I also updated the non-Mageblood version with these changes, and the DPS goes from 37 million to 41 to 42. So it is a lot of damage. It adds a lot of damage to these modifications. When mapping, you can still swap this one for an Inspired Learning. So the same one, this one cannot do it because we only have 1, 2, 3 notables, so it wouldn't work. And to fill in these changes, I also deleted this life node here, which is not a big deal because it gave 6 increased life, but the Watcher's Eyes also give us 6. So at the end, the life is the same. So yeah, these are all the changes. So now I'm going to go to PoE Ninja to show you. So Raider, Elemental Hit, where is it here? And by DPS. Okay, so now you see that right now I am top 1 with 58 million. So adding the Mageblood and all of these changes, I did around 22 million to my build. So it's huge. And that's why Mageblood is so expensive, because it allows you to do things that you couldn't do without it. Yeah, so 58 million. So I'm gonna go and import it into PoE Ninja, into PoB. Let's go. So this one, new, import here, let's go. Alright, so as usual, we need to, all of the clusters are filled in, so we need to take care of that. So all of these nodes here are not used. So 4 more here. I click twice. Boom. Okay. So this, now we are level 100, so it's good. Let's go back to our single target DPS, and also we need to Molten Shell. We are not using it. It's used with cast and when damage taken. We cannot allocate it. We don't have enough mana for that. But we are using Grace. So Grace we are using. So now with a Mageblood, the reason why we can get rid of Determination and replace with Anger is because this flask, the one that has the armor, this one, 60 increased armor, but has 95 increased effect. It gives us a lot of armor. So our physical damage reduction is actually higher than before. So we are technically tankier than before. And then I can put Anger, and with the Watcher's Eyes, it gives a lot of DPS. I think I paid 25 eggs for this Watcher's Eyes. When I checked a couple days ago, it was minimum 30 to 35, but then yesterday there was more available, so the price went down a little bit, so 25x for that. So yeah, it cost me around 50 eggs to make all of the changes. So 50 eggs to get 22 million damage is pretty good. And so this damage is without the buffs here, so without Intimidated and enemies covered in ash. Intimidated, we will get it every time, but it's just for 4 seconds, I guess. So when the enemy is intimidated through our gloves, intimidate enemies for 4 seconds and hit, then he takes around 61 million damage. And if he hits you first, if he hits me first, he will be covered in ash, and then he will take 67 million damage. But I respect what PoE Ninja says, and I always uncheck these ones. Ignited, chilled, doesn't really change anything anyway. Chilled is because of summon Skitterbot. And so this is the boss damage, of course. In a map, since we always kill stuff, we lose damage because the boots have an enchant that says damage penetrate 10% enemy elemental resistances if you haven't killed. So basically when we are mapping we lose 10% pen, so we deal a little bit less damage. But for bosses it usually doesn't happen because we don't really kill many bosses in a row, unless we do some invitations with more than one boss. But anyway, it's not a big difference, right? It's just 3 million DPS at this point. It's really not a big difference, so it's okay. But when I fight Sirus or Maven, this is the damage, and when we get intimidated, this is the damage. So you see that the damage will ramp up because at the beginning, when we start hitting the boss, we don't have any power charges, so power charges is at 0, and frenzy charges is at 1. We only have 1 frenzy charges, so the damage will be lower. Yeah, okay, finally it updated. So before, when we start hitting the boss, and this one we haven't crit yet, so yeah, and the enemy is not ignited. Why bleeding? I don't have bleeding. I don't know it. Anyway, so this is the damage when you start shooting, when you start firing. And then, of course, you crit, and since we are at 98% crit, you know, the crit goes very fast. So then we get more damage through the gloves, because gloves have elemental damage, increase elemental damage if you've dealt a crit strike recently. So we get a little bit more damage. Then our frenzy charges and our power charges, they go up. So this one goes up to 8, this one goes up to 5 on my build, so it goes a little bit higher. And then the enemy starts to be ignited. So then we are at full damage. So the damage is not, it's not 57 million all the time, it needs to ramp up. You are much weaker when you don't have all of your frenzy charges and power charges. So yeah, that's why you can see, you will see on the showcases that sometimes when I start hitting the brain in Maven, for example, the damage doesn't seem to be very high, and suddenly his HP goes down much faster. Yeah, it's because there is like a few seconds needed for, you know, all of his charges to ramp up, and then we get full damage. Alright, so that's all for these changes. I'm going to show you the the non-Mageblood version. So I made the same changes on the non-Mageblood version. I didn't bother to create another cluster jewel, so these ones are both the same, but obviously you don't need to have the same ones, right? You need to adapt to whatever you need. And also one of these jewels, you can find it twice. I think it's, yeah, here and here. It's also because I didn't want to bother making a new one, so I used the same one twice. But you would have to buy a new one because in this version we don't have a Watcher's Eyes, so we have 6 of them. We have 6 of these ones. You could also try to go for a Watcher's Eyes that is cheaper, or maybe not even cheaper, but a Watcher's Eyes that instead of working with anger works with precision, like attack damage while affected by precision, something like that. Actually, I can search, try to show you here. Clear these ones. So by precision, so you'd have crit strike multi by precision, and you would have also maybe attack damage or attack speed. Obviously not all 3, because that would cost 1 mirror, I guess. I don't even know if we can find it. Nope, doesn't exist. But it would cost 1 mirror anyway, it's too much. But you can just uncheck 1 and just search. Okay, so this one starts as 150 eggs. That's a little bit too much. 200 eggs, great. 85 eggs. Alright, I guess it's even more expensive than the anger one, because it's probably used in other builds, where anger is mostly used in elemental hit, not too many builds. Yeah. So if 2 mods are too expensive, you just buy 1 mod. But then if you just buy 1 mod, I don't think it will be better than having one of these jewels. So yeah, you probably just want to stay with these jewels. I think it's better. Yeah, and we are still at more than 4k DPS, 4k life, and this DPS is also without Intimidate and without Covering Ash. So the same as what PoE Ninja would say. Just ignited and crit recently, and then fully ramped up Sirus, and that's it. Pantheon I usually use, I can actually show you because I think I made another quick changes, but that doesn't really matter. Because here on this jewel before I was using a Lionel's Watch and I had Corrupted Blood, and now with this one I don't have Corrupted Blood, so I bought a new Combat Focus Viridian and a new Combat Focus Crimson, and I put Corrupted Blood on this one because it's the one I could find, and I put Hinder on this one. And then for the Pantheon I use what is it? I use this one, Karukan, so I cannot be blinded and I cannot be maimed, so I am still immune to maim. And these are the only changes I made. It was quite fast, it didn't take me long, and I got lucky crafting. So yeah, that's all for this video. I'm gonna leave you with the showcases. I fought a bunch of bosses, so you can see sometimes I died, sometimes I didn't, because this build has its weaknesses. It's not a very tanky build. You can do all content, but sometimes if you fight one or two bosses at once, or if you are not in a good situation, or if the mods on the maps are not very good for your build, then you might die. But yeah, like any other build, you pretty much have to learn what mods are good for your character, what mods are not good, what mods your character is weak against, and what mods your character is strong against. I run a bunch of maps with less regen for mana and life, so you can see that Lich is working well. Also, my buff were expiring 70% faster, but it still didn't really matter. And yeah, so for these showcases, I am running full map because killing the boss is just so fast. It's like the bosses that don't have any phases, they will die in like 2 or 3 seconds. So that would be too short for a video. So I just decided to show you the full map clear, which is around 1 minute to 1.5 minutes, depending on the maps. And as usual, I'm transparent, so I open all of the portals and everything else. And yeah, so that's all for today. Thank you for watching. I will probably make some more videos later about my Necromancer Mage Skeletons, because I've played that one a lot as well. And you will see that it's a lot tankier than this one. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.
Cast you into a pit of infinite tortures. Sent you. Your death,
this nightmare finally end.
To fight.
I awaken from this nightmare at last.
Welcome! Time has no meaning here. Your pain will
Do
be
not leave me unsatisfied.
I thought myself better than you.
I've killed countless thousands.
The puppets dance and strings us. Life is so
Eritania, my kingdom.
My mana is gone.
Your sentence is death.
life is so brutal. Feel death's pull. Life is so brutal.
Did you really think this would work?
Sirus, please, we want to help you. Don't do anything hasty.
Destroying you is as easy as flicking a pest.
No!
Donna!
Kirak!
How boring and small.
You want the Atlas? Take it. It's yours. But Oriath, I will burn to the ground.
Perhaps the suffering of my fellow citizens will finally stir some. Goldsmith, a real talent. You finally caught my attention.
What's the point? Be utterly annihilated. Rayon Star!
The others found strength in their projections. They became reliant on them. Not so foolish.
This city is nothing. eyes.
Scurry! Scurry!
Resistance will be punished.
My irritation is growing. It will not be an escape. Scurry! Scurry! Stand now!
Stop resisting. Punishment inescapable.
It will not be an escape. Scurry! Scurry! Stand still.
The living Tory must enjoy our contests, or it continues to play. You and I should do this again soon.
Children are capricious, Nomad. Be warned.
My mana is gone.
Juicy one, Exile! We will be best friends, Beast, until we slaughter you! You will be a survivor!
Elder. What terrible, monstrous power. We must find a way to defeat it, Exile. We seem to have driven it from this world. There must be a way to defeat it for good.
I see you, little one. Along here. Run along. Turn back, trespasser. Cease this madness. The great wolf hungers. You tamper with things you do not understand. Will not go unpunished. This is your final warning. Leap. You force my hand again, little mouse. So, you've chosen to side with chaos. This is my world, and you shall obey my order.
My excitement is immeasurable. So brittle. Stop and hunt.
Failure, ambivalence, death.
Shadow, rise and fight.
In darkness.
fallible. Stalk and hunt.
Irrelevant!
Toy must enjoy our contests, or it continues to play. You and I should do this again soon.
Children are capricious, Nomad. Be warned. The memory of your sting will fade soon enough, and so too will her contrition.
Did you really think this would work?
Sirus, please, we want to help you. Don't do anything hasty.
Destroying you is as easy as flicking a pest.
No!
Stand up!
Kirak!
How boring and small. You want the Atlas? Take it. It's yours. But Oriath, I will burn to the ground.
Perhaps the suffering of my fellow citizens will finally stir something. What's this? A real challenge? You finally caught my attention.
What's the point?
Others found strength in their projections. They became reliant on them. Enough to warrant all this pain.
This city is nothing. Be utterly annihilated. Rain of stars. Obliteration!
Sirus, this was all my fault. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
some ingenious designs hidden in his dreams. Observe! Do you remember dying here? Well,
This real. And
this, the realm of the past, I am king, and you will bow.
My mana is gone.
My mana is gone. Mana is gone.